Now to our other top story. The man who killed 4 people after excessively speeding in Renton's Fairwood neighborhood was just sentenced to prison. Last March, Chase Jones speeding down 140th Avenue when he ran a red light and crashed into another car at 112 miles an hour. 12-year-old Buster Brown, 13-year-old Eloise Wilcoxon, 12-year-old Matilda Wilcoxon, and 38-year-old Andrea Hudson all died instantly. At today's hearing, family members of those victims shared the impact the crash had on their lives, each of them forced to live a new normal they never could have imagined.
Fox 13's Jennifer Dowling listened to those victim impact statements and joins us with this emotional testimony.
This is the crash intersection where a memorial still sits to the mom and the kids that were killed. This crash hit the community especially hard because the families involved were well loved.
On March 19th, our world and the dream that we had created was shattered in an instant.
Andrea Hudson's husband, Abe, fought back tears as he recalled the heartbreaking crash.
This pain and fear that we still carry and feel every day.
And spoke through tears about his children's heartbreak after losing their beloved mom.
That month that followed was worse than any nightmare that I could ever imagine.
The 38-year-old, along with 12-year-olds Boyd Buster Brown and Eloise Wilcoxon, and Eloise's 13-year-old sister, Matilda, were all killed in the crash. Hudson's 2 children survived, but were hospitalized with serious injuries.
Nolan will have to deal with the impacts of a compromised immune system and limited range of motion for the rest of his life. Charlotte, the impacts of a severe traumatic brain injury for the rest of her life.
Buster's father also spoke, saying the pain will be a lifetime burden of grief.
I am and always have been a pretty cheerful and optimistic person. The events on March 19th, 2024 have introduced a new word into my regular life, and that's hate. I hate Tuesdays. The crash happened on a Tuesday. I hate the 19th of every month, regardless of what day of the week it is. I absolutely hate coming home from work and finding my wife alone in a bedroom, looking at pictures and crying for her lost son.
A tribute video honoring the victims left hardly a dry eye.
Stuff for everybody in this courtroom. Everybody.
Andrea's mother pointed out that, according to court records, this was the 3rd car Jones had totaled in a high-speed crash.
I feel that if he maybe had been accountable in any of the earlier collisions, maybe that would have helped him, and maybe it would have prevented this terrible tragedy.
In court, Jones had his attorney read a statement on his behalf.
I apologize for the unimaginable pain and suffering I've caused your families. I used the pedal to put all my emotions into which turned out to be the biggest mistake of my life.
Tears streamed down his face as Andrea's mother, through her pain, told the court she still carried forgiveness in her heart.
I want to tell Chase Jones that I forgive him. In no way does this make the life of my daughter, Andrea, or Buster, or Eloise, or Matilda insignificant. But it helps me to have peace in my heart.
Jones, who was 18 at the time of the crash, is now 19, and he could have faced 23 years in prison, but the judge sentenced him to the recommended 17. He previously pleaded guilty to vehicular homicide and assault. The judge saying today that since he was only 19 years old, he had time to turn his life around and help others based on his own experiences. Reporting from Fairwood, Jennifer Dowling, Fox 13 News.